Never know where to put these. I'm gonna go with there, and if it's a ruffled, horrible mess, I don't care. African animals. I am a very large fan of African animals. They are my favourite type of animal, as you can see here, or you can't. This is Jerry. He has a very lovely head. I'm sure you'd appreciate him if you could see his lovely head. This is Harold the hippo and Eli the elephant with Elliot the baby. African animals are one of my favourite animals. I know that's kind of pushing it. Africa's an enormous place, but you know, I'm talking about the traditional ones here. Zebra, hippo, elephant, monkey, giraffe, hyena, wild dog, leopard, lion, impala, rhino, eagle, that's American, but whatever, black mamba, Ethiopian wolf, and common ostrich. So today what I'm going to be doing is ranking based on absolutely arbitrary nothingness all of these animals, and I have some fun facts to go along with them, so let's begin. Now I'm going to begin with zebras. Can you see this zebra? Can you see its arse? They're wonderful, beautiful creatures, aren't they? I personally think so. I've got some fun facts about them. Well, I've got two fun facts. Apparently zebras' stripes are all unique, like our fingerprints, which I don't know if our fingerprints are entirely unique, but whatever. And researchers use those patterns to identify individual zebras, which is important for conservation. I think it's adorable that they have their stripes. I love their stripes. They're like a walking barcode. And apparently they are black with white stripes. So that's that argument settled, I suppose. Their skin is black, their white fur lacks pigmentation, while the black fur grows from follicles that contain pigment-generating cells. Isn't that fascinating? I don't know, I've got a soft spot for zebras. They're like stripy horses, and you can't hate a horse. People try to hate horses, but you can't hate a horse. I think that's a 7, that African animal. This is just an indulgence of mine, by the way. I don't expect anyone to give a shit about this or get past the first 3 minutes. I just enjoy myself. Next up, we have hippos. Look at this adorable creature, this adorable barrel. They're a lot less adorable in certain ways when they get older. They're quite violent. They're quite angry creatures. Apparently, Pablo Escobar had a load of hippos, which is why they are now in Colombia. He brought them over for fun, I assume. But the fun fact I have for you on hippos, hippos secrete a pinkish oily substance called hippo sweat that protects their skin from the sun, keeps them cool, and prevents their skin from drying out. I don't know why they had to specify hippo sweat. It's just sweat, but I suppose pinkish oily substance is kind of foul. Hippos are apparently commonly found in large groups called bloats, which I found entertaining. Can include up to 100 hippos in a bloat. I like a hippo. I do appreciate a hippo. I have a leather hippo myself. But in terms of how they rank on the rest of the African animals, I'm going to give them a 6. I'm going to give hippos a 6 out of 10. Elephants. I like elephants. Look how large they are. Look how big their trunks are and their tusks. And how big their flappy ears. They just look ridiculous, don't they? Gorgeously, beautifully carved in wood here for you to admire as well. Fun fact about elephants. Male African savanna elephants' tusks can grow up to 10 feet long and weigh more than 200 pounds. Both male and female elephants have tusks, but the males are usually longer because they continue to grow after puberty. Don't I know it? Elephants also have the longest gestation period among mammals, 22 months. Imagine being pregnant for 22 months. I can't really imagine being pregnant or why you'd want to do that in the first place, but 22 months carrying a little shit. 9 out of 10. Absolutely stunning, beautiful creatures. And they're grey, which is just entertaining to me for some reason. Where's the monkey? I'm back at the giraffe, what the fuck? There he is. Now this cheeky chappy, if I'm bringing out my early 2000s television, children's television presenter voice, is called a vervet monkey. Now they eat mostly vegetarian diet, so leaves, young shoots, bark, flowers, fruit, bulbs, roots and grass seeds, but they do also eat insects, grubs, eggs, baby birds, and sometimes rodents and hares. So they're not really vegetarian. They're like your friend who tells you that they're vegetarian, but then they'll go and get 20 chicken nuggets from the McDonald's next time they're there, and you just have to out them as being complete and utter hypocrites. Anyway, vervet monkeys, not particularly interesting. However, you will note the stop sign, the red stop sign I've put over this particular monkey's areas. I would suggest, if you're at all interested, search vervet monkeys, V-E-R-V-E-T monkey, and it's an interesting site. I can't remember if I've given a rating. 5 out of 10. Now this is my favourite animal in the entire world, a Maasai giraffe. Well, giraffes in general, but this is specifically a Maasai giraffe, which apparently live in Africa. Aren't they just the most adorable creatures on the face of the planet? Look how long their neck is. It's ridiculous. What's not to love about like a walking skyscraper? It's fantastic. I do have a couple of facts about Maasai giraffes. They can grow up to 18 feet tall, which is about as high as my house. If you take off a couple of floors, not floors, take off the roof and a bit of the second floor, probably about there, making them the world's tallest land mammal, which makes sense. Long legs, long neck. Speaking of neck, males often engage in necking with one another. It's where they swing their necks to strike each other with the side of their heads, a way to establish dominance or show affection. It's interesting that it's both. If someone came and punched me in the Adam's apple, I don't know if I'd be thinking that they were trying to get in my pants or appreciate me for who I am. Anyway, 10 out of 10. Giraffes, incredible, beautiful, lovely creatures. If you've never seen one, go and look at one. If you can. I need a drink of liquid. I need a drink of liquid. Now look at this absolute creature. This is a spotted hyena. You can tell because it has spots. And this one in particular has a muddy arse, which I find very entertaining, as you can tell by my face. Anyway, these spotted hyenas are very skilled hunters, apparently. They can take down prey as large as zebras, working in clans, which is an interesting word, isn't it? An interesting way to describe it. They work in clans to hunt, and the size of the animal they hunt depends on the size of the clan. So, I don't know, they might be able to take down Shrek if they had enough of them. They also have powerful jaws that can exert apparently over 1100 psi, allowing them to crack open bones nearly 2.5 inches in diameter, which is about that much. About that much. Fascinating, but they do look a bit, I don't know, they look kind of, you wouldn't want to meet one in a back alley somewhere. You know what I mean? It's just got something about it. 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 for the spotted hyena, and I think that's generous from me, based on my arbitrary reasons of absolutely nothing. Next up is the African wild dog. Look at this absolute good boy. Don't they just look adorable and terrifying at the same time? Look at these enormous ears and this kind of really pretty pattern that they've got going on. I've seen these Longley. I don't know how ecologically sound that place is, but whatever, they're very pretty things. A couple of fun facts for you. African wild dogs have 4 toes on each foot, unlike other dogs which have 5 toes. And no 2 African wild dogs have the same markings, making it easy to identify individuals. These markings here are individual to the dog. They all have their individual styles. They are strong, independent dogs who don't need no man dog to take care of them. Very adorable, 8 out of 10. Next up, the African leopard. Isn't it very pretty? This one in particular looks concerned about something. I don't know if someone was undressing in front of him, or I don't know if this one has seen something that he doesn't want to see, or is perhaps just looking at an impala which he wants to eat. African leopards have these distinctive dark spots, obviously, you can see, and they're called rosettes because they resemble roses. To someone, if you can look at this and think that looks like a rose, I mean, maybe Stevie Wonder would think they look like a rose, but anyone else, I'm not entirely sure about that. Leopards are generally solitary creatures, only interacting with other leopards during mating season, apparently. So that's like a lot of blokes in general. That was a funny joke, wasn't it? Anyway, leopards, I think, a solid 7 out of 10. Britney Spears circa 2009. Or a lion. I like a lion, aren't they? They're kind of cute, they're kind of scary. And the hair, I mean, I'm kind of trying to go for a lion kind of look, I think, accidentally, by just not having a haircut for a year and a half. Lionesses are the primary hunters between the two, so males are effectively just a sperm donor. Oh no, they guard the pride's territory because, you know, all of those animals that are going to attack a lion. This here is an impala. Apparently the 2020 MSRP is about $18,295. I'm sure you could haggle with the dealer. I'm joking, isn't it funny? I'm so fucking hilarious. This is an impala. They are, I don't know, a jacked up deer. A deer that's like gone through Pimp My Ride, Pimp My Deer. I like an impala. They're quite cute, but they're also like, they remind me of a really, you know, sometimes you meet really nervous people who are just nervous to exist in the world. They remind me of them, they're just too jumpy and just all over the place. But here are some fun facts about impalas. They are amazing jumpers, able to leap up to 10 meters, which is 33 feet in cheeseburgers, and 3 meters or 10 cheeseburgers high. They prefer to jump over obstacles rather than run around them. I don't know, maybe we could ride them like we do show jumping horses. That would be fun, wouldn't it? That's not a good idea. They can also run quite quick, 90 kilometers per hour, 55 miles per hour. I don't know, I don't mind an impala. 5 out of 10. Middle of the road, nothing special. It's a deer on steroids. Black rhino. Look at this absolute tank, this unit. If you were to design an animal to blast through like a brick wall, you'd just end up with a rhino. They're incredible creatures, and this one is doing something. Black rhinos are actually grey, not black. Thank you, Google, for that information. I couldn't definitely have seen that for myself just by using my own eyes on the picture of them. They have excellent hearing and can swivel their cone-shaped ears to pick up sound. They also have a strong sense of smell, which they use to make sense of their surroundings. Black rhinos have a hooked lip, which I'm assuming is this thing here. The hooked lip to pull leaves off of branches, as this lovely rhino is about to do here. Isn't that adorable? Isn't that fantastic? Just for the fact that they're such an absolute unit, these are going to be an 8 out of 10. Absolute weapon. Literal weapon. African crowned eagle. I don't know much about these. They are an eagle, and they're apparently royalty somewhere in the world. A pair of crowned eagles can take up to 5 months to build a nest, so they're not very handy, I suppose. They often build their nests in large trees, 39 to 148 feet above the ground apparently, so they like living in the penthouse. Crowned eagles are monogamous and mate for life. They usually breed once every 2 years, with egg laying peaking from July to November. Just imagine eagles have like a watering hole, literally a watering hole, but there might be some rotten fruit there, and they can eat that and talk shit about their wives with their buddies. I don't know if they live in a 1970s sitcom or not, but I just like the thought of it. 6 out of 10. Black mamba. These things are absolutely evil. Well, they're not evil. They're just evolutionarily predisposed to be very, very good at killing things. And they just look really quite cool. It's like a blacked out Jeep or something like that, like some kind of government agent. Anyway, black mamba venom is extremely toxic, obviously, we all know this, and contains neurotoxins that harm the nervous system and cardiotoxins that affect the heart. A bite from a black mamba has a 100% fatality rate if left untreated. 100%! If you get bitten by one of these and you're not close enough to a treatment centre, you'll just fall over and explode with disease and toxins and foam and arterial blood, whatever happens. They are obviously carnivores. They eat small mammals, birds, and sometimes other snakes. Slightly cannibalistic, not quite, but it'd be like if we ate monkeys. It's a bit close to home. They kind of look like us. I wouldn't want to do that. But fair play to them. They prefer warm-blooded prey like rodents, bats, hyraxes, I don't know what that is, and bush babies. I don't know what that is either. I'm just assuming that that's Australian. Anyway, black mamba, absolute weapon of a snake. My favourite snake. Looks cool and is deadly. 10 out of 10. Absolutely incredible animal. This here is an Ethiopian wolf, apparently. I'd never heard of an Ethiopian wolf. I would have looked at that and assumed it was an overgrown mutant fox from Pripyat, Chernobyl. But apparently they are a thing. They're solitary hunters, but they form packs of 3 to 13 wolves to defend their territory and feed. They hunt alone, but they might cooperate to bring down young antelope, lambs and hares. So they hunt alone, but they also don't. Sometimes. Take them on 5 out of 10. Middle of the road animal. They're kind of interesting, but they also do just look like a fox and a dog had some squeaky fun time, and this popped out. And last but not least, the common ostrich. Look at this gangly thing. I like them, but they're arseholes. Have you ever seen any of those videos where there's a lady who has ostriches? One's called, I don't know, it's called Vince or something like that. I can't even remember what it is. It's called some normal middle-aged man's name, and it's apparently an absolute arsehole. But it's also kind of funny to see an overgrown turkey with a swan's neck running with man legs that go backwards. Fun fact though, ostriches are the world's largest living birds, growing up to 9 feet tall and weighing up to 320 pounds. Imagine that running at you with just nothing going through its pea-sized brain. They're also the fastest running birds on land. Even worse, you've got the largest and the fastest. It's just an absolute tank of poultry coming at you. They're sprinting up to 43 miles an hour. Imagine that. In the dark, one of these tiny pinhead-brained little chickens, big chickens, just sprinting full pelt at you. I don't know. Anyway, hilarious, freak of nature, dumb, and also extremely strong. 8 out of 10. Fabulous animal. I like African animals. I don't know if you can tell. These are all decorations. I have more. I've got a giraffe over there. I've got another giraffe there. And I have 2 more giraffes downstairs. I like giraffes. But anyway, thank you for indulging me if you even bothered to watch this long. I don't know why you would. I enjoyed myself, and that's the whole point. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, like, subscribe and share, and also smash the little bell icon. And I will see you next time. Bye bye for now. Harold says bye bye. I can't remember I called him that. Herbert. I can't remember his name.